As garments go, it couldn't be simpler. But in some ways, that's skirting the issue. Faith Salie unwraps the rich history of the skirt.
What do pencils and poodles have in common? Hoops and hobbles? They are skirts, of course.
When I say the word skirt, what words come to your mind?
How big can it be? What length would you like it to be?
For designer Christian Siriano, the skirt is a transformative piece of clothing. The options are endless: mini, midi, maxi, asymmetric, straight, or frothy.
The skirt is about being free, having more movement, not being kind of trapped inside something, which I think a pant does, and a skirt is more freeing.
That feeling is sewn into the definition of the word skirt, a piece of clothing meant to dangle from the waist and move around the body with few restrictions.
I find them more comfortable. They're a canvas for beautiful textiles, which I love.
Kimberly Chrisman-Campbell is the author of Skirts, and she says, as unfettered as they might appear, skirts are tied to some meaningful history.
They tell us a lot about our culture and our values and how we treat and think of women themselves.
While skirts have certainly hemmed women into traditional notions of femininity, they've also dramatically demonstrated the power of the wearer.
Textiles were extremely expensive before the Industrial Revolution. The bigger the skirt, the more fabric you needed, the more wealth you were displaying.
Early 20th century skirts gradually became shorter and narrower, especially during World War II when material was rationed. But in 1947, designer Christian Dior repudiated that starkness with an ultra-feminine silhouette called the New Look. While the 1950s poodle skirt was an evolution of that voluminous look, Chrisman-Campbell sets the story straight about its popularity.
Poodle skirt comes from poodle fabric, which was a sort of hairy, stiff, but lightweight fabric. It was only later, after the skirt came into being, that designers started decorating them with poodles.
And while we're myth-busting, you may be surprised to learn about the origin of the miniskirt.
No one thought it was sexy to begin with. When it was introduced in 1964, it was something that looked like you could buy it in the children's department. It had ruffles, or it had bows, or polka dots. It made women look like little girls playing dress up.
So the miniskirt was created for young women who didn't want to look grown up.
That's right. The miniskirt addressed that gap in the market, dressing women who were young but did not want to look like their mothers.
For many women, though, the choice to wear a skirt wasn't theirs to make.
It was only in the late 1970s that women were allowed to wear pants in many schools and restaurants and workplaces.
It wasn't until this year that the U.S. Marine Corps ended its last skirt mandate for women. While the skirt has become a ubiquitous female symbol, men across the world have traditionally shown some leg.
Skirts are an extremely masculine garment in many cultures. We think of it as something feminine in the West, but the Scottish kilt, for example, is a garment associated with tough warrior Highlanders.
And let's not forget Tonga's tupanu, famously flaunted during the Olympics opening ceremony.
Tonga!
As for American men brave enough to flirt with their hemlines,
How did it start with you designing for Billy Porter?
Yeah, my Billy moment, which was probably my most famous skirt moment. And he just loved it, and he loved the idea that he could wear something that was like still somewhat classic, which every other woman would be wearing, so why couldn't he wear that?
and so the skirt comes full circle. While it once stitched women into traditional roles, it now offers men something to step into to shatter stereotypes.
There are no rules, you wear what you want to wear.